video, we're going through mathematics syllabus T over here. So paper 2022, paper 2. All right, without further ado, let's begin. Inside this question here, work out the number, give your answer as a decimal. So it's testing your calculator skills. So just key everything into your calculator. And then you have your answer as a decimal. Now the answer is a little bit long. So for normal answers, right, when we write our answers is 0.276303166, so on and so forth. Okay, but since the answer is not exact or whichever, right, in your cover sheet, the question will say, if the degree of accuracy is not specified in the question and the answer is not exact, give the answer correct to 3 significant figures. All right, so in this case, we can leave the answer here in 3 significant figures. Either you can copy out everything as your answer, but I will round this off as 3 significant figures. 0.123 round 276. Next one, work out the fraction. Now in this fraction is a mixed number. Please make sure you press shift in your calculator button, then until this fraction over here comes out. So shift fraction 1 and 2 over 3 times shift fraction again 2 and 7 over 10. Okay, then you get your answer 9 over 2. But they want the question as a mixed number in the simplest form. So press Shift SD again, change it to mixed number 4.5. Have you gotten the answer? Next question. Write down 5.30749 correct to 3 decimal places. So let's take a look at the 3 decimal places. Decimal place, right? Not 3 separate, but decimal place. So 1, 2, 3, round down. So 5.307. Next one, write this number correct to 4 significant figures. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. But this one need to round up, so we get 2731. But then this one is quite a large number. There are other numbers, we must put zeros to put it in a correct place values. All right, so there should be 4 zeros at the back. Next question, write this as an ordinary number times 10 to the power 6. So ordinary number means without the times 10 to the power 6, right? So you take your 4.81, you multiply by 6. When I multiply by a positive power, this one is a positive power, the number will increase and become larger. So I shift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my decimal place ends here. Then I plug in zeros for all my other number. Okay, so I get 481, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, write this number in standard form. So if I want to write number standard form, right, the number must be smaller than 10, bigger than 1. Bigger or equal to 1. So in this case, where can I put the decimal place at? I can put decimal place as 6.37. So I need a number smaller than 10, but bigger or equal to 1. Okay, then multiply by 10 to the power of something. So in this case, multiply by 10 to the power. What kind of power will this be? Will it be a positive or will it be a negative power? You notice that this number is smaller than 1. So this number is actually smaller than 1. So if the number is smaller than 1, right, what we need to do, we need to have a power that will be a negative power to make it become smaller than 1. Then our decimal place, now we put it here, but I must shift it to this portion. So 1 time, 2, 3, 4, 4 times. So I'm shifting it 4 times, okay, power negative 4. Have you gotten the answer? find the value of this. Now, when we take cube root, please remember, make sure you press your calculator correctly. So this one, I can calculate everything inside your calculator. So please put your bracket. Cube root is under shift square root. So bracket, shift square root, which is your cube root, 64. Remember to shift your calculator arrow to the end, and then the whole thing square. And you get my answer to be 60. Then next one, 3 to the power of -2. Negative means the number will become 1 over something, a fraction. Okay, so you can just key inside our calculator, 3 to the power of -2, get the answer 1 over 9 directly. Next question. The table shows the number of people of each 100 cars passing in the school. So there are 100 cars. That means the frequency over here, this is the total for 100 cars. So this one is your frequency, right? The number of cars. Right, then the number of people sitting in each car, right? So of course you must have one, which is the driver, correct? Okay, or you can have more than one. Sometimes there are some passengers in it. So one of the cars is selected at random. There are how many cars to choose from? There are 100 cars. Find the probability that the car had only one driver in it. Then how many cars had only one driver? The answer 42. But we cannot leave this as the answer. We need to simplify it. So become 21 over 50. Okay. Next, probability that a car had 4 or more people in it. One of the cars selected, so out of 100 cars, 4 or more people, 4 or more. So 4 or more means 4 passenger or more than 4 passenger. So which is the number 8 plus 5, right? There are a total of 8 plus 5 passengers. 8 plus 5 such cars that has 4 or more people in it. So it's 13 cars. Then simplify the fraction, 13 divided by 100, cannot be simplified. So this one will be our answer. Next question. Arash want to draw a diagram to represent these data. You can choose bar graph, pie chart, or dot diagram. So let's take a look. Which one will be the easiest to draw? Okay, to represent. If I draw a bar graph, I just need to draw the bar with the frequency, right? You notice that there are numbers like 42, 26. Okay. If I were to draw a pie chart, what do I need to do? Pie chart, I need to calculate angle. Right, the angle, how big the pie is or whichever, right? So in the pie chart, I need to calculate angle. Okay, and for a dot diagram, every one dot represents one car. So imagine if I have 42 cars, I need to have 42 dots. That's a bit tedious. So we need to put dots. Then for a bar graph, just draw a bar. Right, draw rectangular bar. So out of this one, which one should Ashraf choose? Right, of course, we'll choose the one that is easiest and clear cut for the people to read. So in this case, for me, I'll choose a bar. Okay, then what is the reason? It's the easiest, right? It is the easiest. Okay, because we need to calculate angle for pie chart. And not only that, for the dot diagram, there are too many dots to be included for dot diagram. Okay, have you gotten the answer? Right, if you need to write down in detail or whichever, you can pause the screen here and then write it down before you continue the movie. And our next question. Okay, there are 200 people here in the region, okay, and there are 3 different TV channels. They ask us to complete the table. So for this kind of question, right, let's start with the table or the row, either the column or the row that has maybe only one blank, that has the most number of information to fill up. So I shall start off with, there are 2 blanks over here for channel 1. For channel 2, there's only 1 blank. The total is 80. Here got 13, here got 42. So, find the number of people in region C. So I'll take 80 minus 13 minus 42. Right? So I'll take 80 minus 30, 80 minus 13 minus 42. And that gives me a number 25. Okay, now I'll try the next column for channel number 3. I have so many here. The total is 65. So in this case, I'll take 65 minus 31 minus 22. Then I get a number 12. Okay, now I fill up the rows that I can fill already. I'm going to fill out the columns that I have. So in this case, for region A, you're looking at this column over here. We know the total is 40. So this one or this number will be 40 minus 13 minus 12. And that will give me the number 15. Next column, column C, for region C, total is 70, minus away 25, minus away 22. So that gives me the answer 23. Have you gotten the answer? Okay, so now we have completed the table. The question asks us, what fraction of people in region B? So that means my denominator, what fraction out of what number, out of what? Out of the people in region B. So region B has a total of 90 people. And those people who prefer channel 3, their number is 31. Then remember to check, can we simplify the fraction? Cannot, then that will be our answer. Have you gotten the concept? Next question. Kim has a piece of rope 2.4 meters long. This piece of rope is being cut into lengths, 2 parts, 5:3. So if I have ratio 5:3, right, the piece is for the whole length itself. So got 5 units and 3 units. So what we need to do, we need to find the total number of units. So total is equals to 5 plus 3, which is 8 units. Then 8 units represent a length of 2.4 meters. Find the length of each of the 2 pieces. Let us find 1 unit first. So 1 unit represents 2.4 divided by 8. Then I want to find the ratio for 5 units. I take whatever that this number is. Then you multiply by 5. So in this case, you get 1.5. Then the other one, that's for the length of the 2 pieces, right? The longer one would be 1.5 cm. That 1.5, it will be 1 in cm. But let's take a look over here. This one here is 2.5 meters long. So this one is 1.5 meter. 1 meter equals to how many cm? 100 cm. So in this case, I cannot put 1.5 meter. I need to take 1.5 meter times 100 to give me 150 cm. Right, so you want to find the units, and this one is in centimeters. Next one, let me find the one with the 3 units. It will be 0.3 times 3. That will give you 0.9 meter. 0.9 meter times 100. That will give you 90 cm. Have you gotten the answer? Next question. Now reading this, okay, this is a part of a bus timetable for travel from Newton all the way to Redhill. How long does it take for bus number 3, to travel from Newton City all the way to Keighley? So this timing is from 1250. We draw a timeline. This one 1331. We can also use our function 13 hours 31 minutes minus 12 hour 50 minutes. And you get answer 41 minutes. All right, so there's this button that you can use, right, if you remember how to use it. Okay, next one, the distance from Midham to Kidley is 4.5 kilometers. Find the average speed of the bus, right? And the question say give your answer in kilometer per hour. So we must make sure our distance is in kilometers. They gave us the distance in kilometer already. So the distance in this case is 4.5 kilometer, but they want to find average speed, right? So you need to know the time taken from Midham to Kidley. Oh, this is not this answer. Do not use this answer. Midham. Okay, let me change a different color. Midham is this timing. Kidley is this timing. So from Midham to Kidley, how long did it take? Right? So you need to draw a timeline or whichever for yourself. Midham to Kidney, right? Of course, I can use the 13 hour 31 minute minus 13 hours 18 minute, right? Then I get 13 minutes over here. Okay, so I get 13 minutes, but then remember our question say they want the answer in kilometer per hour. So I have to change this to hours. So 1 hour got 60 minutes, so it'll be 13 over 60. Right? Then now I want to find the average speed. Average speed is total distance divided by total time. Total distance 4.5 divide by my total time, which is 13 over 60. Then maybe the answer might not be a nice number. Leave it as a fraction as exact as possible. So in this case, I get 20, 10 over 30 kilometers per hour. Okay, if you really need to change it to a decimal place, please round off to 3 sig feet. That will be 20.769, round off become 20.8. Right, so it'll be slightly a little bit different. So please do check your answers. Next one, Asif plans to travel from Seaford to Randhill. Well, let me change another color. Seaford to Randhill. Spend 5.5 hours in Randhill before returning back to Seaford. Right, let me check Seaford to Randhill first. Right, then the last bus back to Seaford from Randhill is 1820. What's the latest time? Okay, they can spend from take from Seaford to start his journey, right? We have to work backwards. So I started at 1820, correct? 1820. And I need to spend, okay, 5.5 hours in Randall. So 18 hour 20 minutes. Work backwards, minus away 5 hour 30 minutes. 5.5 hour is 5 hour 30 minutes, right? So minus 18 hour 20 minutes minus 5 hour 30 minutes. That means I must reach Randhill at 12:50. Okay, so I must reach Randhill at 12:50. But it takes time to travel, right? How long does it take to travel to take the bus? Okay, how long does it take to take the bus? Let's check. From Seaford to Randhill, right? There are few different buses, right? To reach it. So 12:50, 2:50. From Seaford to Randhill. Okay, let's see. Let's look for Seaford. Seaford got all these buses and then it reach Redhill at all these buses. Okay, so I must reach Redhill latest at 12:50. Then I must see what is the timing I can take. I must reach Redhill at 12:50. I must reach Redhill at 12:50. So this one reach Redhill already. This one reach Redhill already. This one have exceeded 12:50. So this one cannot, this one cannot. So which one is the latest time he can take his bus? The latest one will be this timing, and taking his bus from the Red Seaford, the latest time will be 11:27. Have you gotten the answer? Okay, let's repeat this again. So I need to take the last bus back from Seaford to Redhill at 18:20, and I need to spend 5.5 hours. So I need to spend 5.5 hours here. I work backwards. I get the timing 12:50. So by 12:50, I must reach Redhill. But then I take a bus will take a certain time to reach, right? So let me look at our Redhill. Okay, to reach Redhill from the Seaford itself, got bus 1, bus 2, bus 3. So Redhill, the latest timing will be at 12:09. Then you're going to see the latest timing for the bus that you need to take is 11:27. Okay, next question. For these numbers, find the range, median, and the mean. So before we do anything, we must check, are all these numbers arranged in order? So apparently this one has already been arranged in orders. There are 10 numbers to find the range. Range equals to the maximum minus the minimum value. So our maximum will be the number 19 minus our minimum is the number 2. So answer will be 17. Okay, next one, find the median. There are 10 numbers, right? To find the middle, so we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the number in between. So the number will be in between 12 and 13. So the median will be 12 plus 13 divided by 2. And that gives me 12.5 as the answer. Have you gotten the concept? Now, some of you might want to do the other way around. Instead of counting manually from the different two ends to find the middle, what you can do, there are 10 numbers here, right? Middle position will be 10 plus 1, that's a 1 more, over 2, and that gives me the number 5.5, position. Meaning I take the 5th and the 6th position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th position. So that one will be the number 12 plus 13 divided by 2, 12.5. Next one, to find the mean, you need to find the total, right? That means you take the sum, 2 plus 5, all the numbers up, right? So you find the sum of all the numbers, after which you divide everything by the total numbers. There are how many numbers here? There are 10 numbers here. Now you can calculate the average, the mean. This one is 121 divided by 10. Right? Do not round off the numbers. This is just a statistical average, even if it's the number of cars, number of houses, or whichever. Do not round off to any integer. Just leave it as the number, the numerical value. Next one, explain why the mode is not a best measure for these 10 numbers. Why is the mode not a best measure? In this case, what is the mode? Mode is the number that appear the most, that has a higher frequency. Notice that all the data appear one time, but 19 is a number at the end, right? So it's a large, it's the maximum value in this case. So this number 19, right, is not actually very good mode. Why is that called? Because this number 19 is the maximum value of the whole set of data, right? The 19 is the maximum value of the whole set of data. Now, in some of the cases, we will describe such maximum value or whichever as the extreme value. So if you do not want to use the word maximum value of the data, you can use the word extreme value. Or some students, sometimes the case, right, the mathematical, they will call it the outlier. Okay, outlier means the odd one out, the number very far away from it, and that's one of the extreme ends, either the very small or very large. So it does not actually have a good representation of the average numbers that is in the middle. Then, therefore, last but not least, you answer back to a question. Therefore, why is it not a best measure of average? We say that this is a maximum data, so therefore it is not a best measure. Have you gotten your answer? Next question. Factorize fully. So when we want to do such questions that ask us to factorize fully, always check for common factors, always check for the common factor. So in this case, 5x minus 20y, what is the factor that I can divide by? I can divide by the number 5. 5 and 20 can divide by 5, right? So 5x divided by 5 will be left with x. 20y divided by 5 will be left with 4y. When they say factorize, it means I want my answers in terms of a bracket. So the first bracket will be the number 5. Then the second bracket will be a number x minus 4y. But since 5 is just on its own, I can write 5 like that without the bracket. Have you gotten the answer? Now, next one, solve this simultaneous equation. For me, I'll do two methods, okay, to go through. First method, we shall do our substitution method. Now, out of these two equations, which is the equation that has only a x or only a y value without any number numerical units in front? That means you only have one unit of x or one unit of y. As you can see from here, this one, there is only one unit of y, right? So I shall choose to make y the subject using equation number 1. So first method from method 1, from equation 1, I make y my subject. Okay, so if I make y the subject, what does that mean? This is originally 3x plus y equals to 5, meaning I shift 3x over to the other side, right? That is positive 3x. So when I go over, it will undo the 3x, it becomes subtraction. So y equals to 5 minus 3x. Okay, be careful if there's y and negative y, you must make sure you change the sign for the negative y to make it become positive y as well. Okay, and then next thing, what do we need to do? I'm going to sub this number 1 into equation number 2. Let me write down equation number 2 first. Equation number 2 is 2x minus 3y equals to 7. The y over here now changes to 5 minus 3x. So 2x minus 3 times the whole of 5 minus 3x equals to the number 7. Okay, then after this, what do we need to do? We need to expand and simplify. So it's quite a little bit of algebra to do. So this is still 2x. Negative times negative, this one will become positive later. 3 times 5, 15, negative times negative, positive. 3 times 3, 9x. Okay, so the first concept over here, make something the subject. Then number 2, sub it inside here. So the moment I see the questions that you have written from this step all the way until here, right, until this portion where you sub in correctly, you should get method mark, 1 mark. Okay, you will get method mark, 1 mark. Okay. And after I found this already, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to solve my equation. So I'm going to solve my algebraic equation over here. Oh no, how to solve this, right? We want to keep x as the number. So 2x plus 9x, that will be 11x. We keep it here. But this side over here, this will be the number 7, right? And negative 15 goes over to the other side. So undo negative 15, we do a plus 15. So this one will be plus 15, which gives me 22. Right, then now if I want to find x, I'm going to divide by 11. So x equals to the number 2. Okay, but this is not enough. After I found my x equals 2, this one is 1 mark already. I'm going to sub it inside any of my equation over here. Okay, any one of the equation. So I'll sub into equation 1. So equation 1 is 3 times x plus y equals to 5. The x now become the number 2. Right, so 3 times 2 plus y, 3 times 2, 6. Then you undo your 6, right? Instead of positive adding 6, we subtract 6. So y equals to 5 minus 6. That will give you the answer negative 1. So our answer x equals to 2, y equals to negative 1. Have you gotten the concept? Now I'm going to do method number 2, elimination. Right, how do we do elimination? For elimination, we try to make some of the units the same, right? You can make x the same or you make y the same. Now, you notice that if I were to make x units the same, make them into the common LCM will be 6. Then equation 1 will be times 3, times 2. So equation 1 into times 2. Equation 2 need to times 3. But then this means I need to multiply 2 times to every single one, okay? But another one, I can look at the numbers for y, right? So this one is plus y negative 3y. So the sign is very obvious, huh? This one is actually plus, okay? So for the sign for this one, if I want to make them into the same number, I just need to multiply. This is 1y, so I need to multiply by 3. Then the other equation will multiply. Okay, but since so in this case I multiply, I do it this way. But since this is multiplied by 3, is only to to make the number the same, right? I need to multiply by 3 to every single of the term as well. So this one will become 3 times 3, 9x. 3 times y, 3y, 3 times 5, 15. Okay, then I use my original equation 2x minus 3y equals to 7. Next, look at the sign for the letter that you have made the same. For the letter that you have made the same. So if I make this letter the same, so I look at the sign over here, right? Then the sign in this case is 1 plus, 1 minus. When you have different sign, you add. Same sign, you subtract. So different sign, I'm going to add these two together. 9x plus 2x, 9 plus 2, 11. 15 plus 7, 22. Then divide by 11, x equals to 2. Okay, then put it inside your equation 1. So I sub into equation 1. My equation 1 is originally 3x plus y equals to 5. The x now changes the number to 2. So the x now changes the number to 2. Then you have gotten the same answer as over here. Okay, let me just do one more, okay, method 2, but then now this time I make, okay, method 2, still method 2, okay, but this time around I'm going to make x the same. Right, this is the version for y, same y, this version for same x, okay? So I'm going to use method 2, but make x the same. What does that mean? That means this one over here, I need to multiply by 2 to every one of it. This one I need to multiply by 3 to every one of it. So let us do our multiplication. 3 times 2, 6x, 2y, 10. Then the other one, 6x, 9y, 7 times 3, 21. Okay, then I look at the sign. Okay, look at the sign of the variable that I want to make the same units. The sign now is here. So you no longer, you look at the sign here. You no longer look at the sign elsewhere. So same of them, both of them are a sign. Same sign, subtract. So in this case, I'm going to do a subtraction. Right, but for subtraction, we need to be very, very, very careful. Okay, subtraction might have involved in changing sign. So in this case, will be 6x minus x, no more x. But this one over here, I'll write it as 2y minus negative 9y. The sign over here, please take note, equals to 10 minus 21. So 2 minus negative 9, that will give you 11y. And 10 minus 21, that will give me negative 11. So divide away by 11, y will be equals to negative 1. Okay, then you do the same step. You sub it into equation 1 or equation 2 also can. But this time around is make y. So the y changes to the number negative 1. Okay, then you bring it over, 3x equals to 5 plus 1, 6. X will be equals to 2. Okay, have you gotten the answer? If that's the case, then I'm going to continue to the next question. Drawing of quadratic graph. So find the value of p. Right, find the value of p. So in this case, I'll replace my equation y equals to 3 times p x times x squared. They tell me the p, when it's at p, the x is the number -1. So I should plug in the number -1 over here. Remember, this one is a -1 whole thing bracket square. So let me key everything into my calculator. And I get the number 94. Have you gotten the answer? Now let's try to plot all this graph onto our graph paper. Right, x is -2, -10. So block -2, level basement 10. Then -1, -4, when x is -1, y is -4. Block -1, basement level 4. 0, 0, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 0, 4, -4, then 5, -10. Okay, word of caution, take note over here. This one should not be a straight line. You should not draw a straight line. Okay, you have to make this portion a curve, right? So you have to curve it. So in this case, I can plot a number slightly a little bit higher, okay, and draw my graph for it, right? Or what you can do, you know the number is in the middle. Okay, where is the number in the middle? Right, in the middle of these two. So this number is take 1 plus 2 divided by 2 to give you a number 1.5. So my line of symmetry, I need to know that I have a line of symmetry. My line of symmetry will be around 1.5, this value over here. Okay, this value over here. So it's somewhere along here. Right, so this is your line of symmetry. That means if I will draw that, my number, my decimal, okay, my curve will probably have a maximum point somewhere down here. Not very sure. Okay. So in order to draw, just draw a smooth curve. That's all. The purpose is just to draw a smooth curve. Now let me continue. I try to fit this inside. Oh my God. Okay, please use your curve ruler to help you for once in exam. Use the curve ruler to draw a proper and nice and neat curve. Okay, then you get this one over here. Or sometimes, right, some of my students, they use the more flexible plastic ruler, then they just slightly bend a little bit and then they draw according to the curve. Okay, of course, at the tip over here, this one will be a bit difficult to draw. Okay, but remember, do not draw a flat line. Don't draw a flat line. This one is not correct. Okay, don't draw a flat line over here. Instead, draw slightly a little bit higher at the top. Okay. Next one, let's answer the questions. Oops. Oh, write down the coordinates of our maximum point, coordinates of the maximum point. So the maximum point happens at here, and we already know it should be in the middle. So this x coordinate must be 1.5. And then this one definitely will be slightly a little bit higher. Okay, for me, I'll take, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 square represent 1 unit. 1 square will represent 0.2 of a unit, right? So this one will be 2.2, maybe 2.3. Okay, or maybe some of you draw 2.4, also can. All right, so you can write down your respective answers. So my x is 1.5. My y is about 2.3. Have you gotten the answer? Now, for quadratic graph, make sure you must draw the graph. It's easily 2 marks, and then finally a table 1 mark. So you get a few marks in your pockets already. Okay, next question. Pie chart. To do pie chart, we must remember to take note. Must see whether is it an accurate pie chart. If it's an accurate pie chart, you can use your protractor to measure the angle. Okay, if it's not an accurate pie chart, then you need to do calculations. Okay, so the pie chart shows how the students travel to school. Oh, they didn't say that it's an accurate pie chart, so I cannot use a protractor to measure. Calculate the angle of the sector representing the bus, right? Represent the bus. So the whole thing, right, is 360 degrees. Usually we take 360 degrees and represent it to the number, the total number. But you notice all the data over here are all in percentages. So what can we do? All the percentages add up together, let's say 45 plus 15 plus 30 plus 10. It should be a total of 100%. So in this case, there's no numbers, but it's in terms of percentage. So 100% represent one full circle, 360 degree. They want you to find the angle representing the bus. Bus is 45%. Right, I'll find 45%. So some of you will find 1% first. Okay, then you divide by 100. Then after you want to find 45, then you times 45. Okay, so you take 360 divide by 100 times the number 45. Okay, or some of you will put 45 over 100, 100 times 360. Okay, in this case, I get a number of 162 degree. Okay, you can also take a look at the number. It's almost near a straight line for the bus sector. So almost a straight line. So 160 is quite a reasonable answer. Next one, question says 174 students cycle to school. Cycle is how many percent? Cycle is 15%. Right, so 15% represents students who cycle 174 students. They want to find the total number of students in the school, which is 100% for all the percentages, right? So in this case, I can find 1%. I divide by 15, then I times 100. Okay, you should be able to get your answer. Some of you will do 100 over 15 times 174, also the same answer. Okay, I got my number 1160 students. Have you gotten the answer? Next question. Cumulative frequency curve. This is sure tested, right? Sure will come out. So please make sure you do know how to do. Now, the total number of members in a gym, 120. So you notice that your curve stop down here, which is also 120, right? Don't always just look at the vertical axis, y-axis. Must look where the graph stops over here, okay? So must take a look at where did the graph stop, and that number is really 120. Right, so next thing, to find the median, do you remember the position? The median in this case is the 50%, 50 over 100 times with 120 people going to the gym. So this will give me 60. But 60 is not the correct answer. We need to read value from your graph, right? 60, this is 60 people who go for the gym, members of the gym, right? So it's the vertical axis, 60 over here. Draw a line, draw the reading line, and then read the value, data value. Okay, the answer I have for median will be 30 what? 30 years old. 30 years old has been age 30 years old. Next one, interquartile range. Interquartile is given by the upper quartile minus the lower quartile. Upper quartile is how many percent? Please memorize this. So upper quartile is 75% times 120. So 75 divided by 100 times 120. That gives me the number 90. Okay, go and read the value. Right, from 90 over here, 90. Then you read the value. Okay, so this number, how do I read? What is this number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You need 10 units to represent 10 unit, 10 square to represent 10 unit. So 1 square will be 1 unit. So this number over here, 39. So the upper quartile value will be the number 39. Minus my lower quartile value, lower quartile is how many percent? Lower quartile will be 25%. Yeah, and that gives me 30. But 30 is the 30 number of people, right, in the gym. So we need to read the data value. Okay, this one square, 1 unit, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this number is 24. So to find the interquartile range, 39 minus 24. So 39 minus the number 24 to give you 50 years old, the interquartile range. Have you gotten the answer? Next one, 45 percentile. 45 percentile works the same way. So it's 45 over 100 times 120 people, 45%, right? 5 times over 100 times 120, that will give me the number 54. So I need to read the value. Okay, read the value, 54, 54, 54. From here, 54, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 square represent 10 unit, 1 square represent 2 unit. So 54 will be 2 squares. So this is the number 54. But let me read the data value. So the data value over here will be the number, oh, it looks like smaller than 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this number over here is number 29. So the 49 percentile will be the number 29 years old. Okay, last part on this page, members members over 60 years old of age, right? Over 60 years old of age, right, have a reduced membership fee. So their membership will be cheaper, right? So find the percentage of members who pay the reduced fee. So the age. So let's go to the age axis. 60 years old or more. So 60 is here. Okay, let me read our data value. And then, okay, you can put dotted line or use the ruler to draw and measure, okay? Then now this one square represent 2 unit, remember? So 112, 114, 116. Right? But I prefer more than, so how many elderly senior citizens are there? More than 120 minus 116. So the number of members is 120 minus 116. That give me 4 members. Question want us to find percentage. When they ask us to find percentage, it means times 100%. Right? Then 4, I need to have a reduced fee out of my original total. So it's 4. There are how many members in the total? 120 members in total. Correct? So in this case, we have 4 over 120 times 100. The answer is 10 and whichever, leave it in actual value, fractional form. Right, this one will give you the exact actual answer. So leave it in the fractional form. Is that all right? Next one, let's look at the next 2 questions, the last few parts. Okay, Zhu and Liang have each $5,000 to invest for 5 years. Okay, first one, Zhu invests her account in a 2.1% simple interest. So simple interest, what's the formula for simple interest? I equals to PRT over 100. So what's the principal amount? The P, she have 5,000 to invest in. The interest rate, 2.1%. But what's the amount of money? How many years? Time period. Calculate the amount that Ju has, right? So this one is the original plus the interest. Okay. At the end of in the account, at the end of 5 years. Right, at the end of 5 years. So this one will be my T. So let's calculate our interest first. We got a principal, an interest rate, and the time period is 5 years. And that gives me a number 525. But is this the final answer? Right, or is this the final answer? Now questions they ask us the amount that you have, right? So you need to find the total, 5,000 plus 525. So you need 5525. Okay, 5525. Next one, Liang invests her money in which pays compound interest. So compound interest formula is in the cover page. Please go and take, right? This is called total amount. It starts off with the word total amount. Don't just only copy one part formula, it's the whole thing. P bracket 1 plus R over 100 to the power of N. Right? So Liang invested, so this is the P, right? And interest rate 1.9%, end of 5 years. Now, okay, per year, this one is per year, so the years match. Right? Calculate how much more money. So that means I only want to find the interest, but this one is called the total amount. So if I want to find the interest, I need to take the total minus the original. Right, then I can get my principal, the interest, I can get my extra amount. Now let me plug the numbers in first. 5,000, 1 plus interest rate is 1.9% to the power of 5 years. They want the answer correct to the nearest set. Nearest set means 2DP. Okay, and then I get my answer 5493.3939. This is 396, right? Round up, then round up again, become 40, 40 cents. So in this case, this one will be 40 cents. How much more money that they have? You take this number minus the 5,000, the original amount that you have. Okay. Wait, give me a minute. Sorry. Wait, I didn't read the question carefully. This is not talking about, wait, sorry, my mistake. Okay, this one question say, oh, this question is asking for who? I never wake up properly. Who has more money in their account at the end of the 5 years? So if I'm looking at the end of 5 years, the total amount of money, so this one will be total amount of money, right? Don't need to minus, but this one is one for Liang, right? The total amount of money. And let's check the total amount of money for Ju. So Liang has this amount. Ju has the amount 5525. Oh, how do I realize? Because I saw this blank over here, right? So I misread the question. I'm so sorry. Okay, so Liang has this amount of money. Ju has this amount. Who has more money? So Ju will have more money. By how much? 5525 minus 5493.40. I got my answer, $31.60. Okay, have you gotten the answer? Okay, last page, no more questions already. So just a word of caution for this question. I read the question a bit wrongly. So it should be who has more money in the account, more money in the account itself. So I'm looking for the total amount of money in each of their different account. So Liang, this one is total amount. All right, this one is total amount. Okay, then for Ju, I already have the total amount after I add together. So then we compare and find which one has more. Okay, with that, I come to the end of this part of our video for this paper. I'll see you for the other papers. Bye-bye.